Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We are back again with some topics. It's some topics, as I say. It is just some topics. There is one thing that you are going to have to tell us whether we are audible, and then we will begin. Mr. Anonymous here. If everyone can hear us, we are good to go. But if you guys cannot hear us, we are not good to go. Please let us know whether you can hear us or not. And if you cannot comment, know that you are not subscribed. Please subscribe so that you can comment. It's important. It is part of what we do here. Can you guys hear us? Please give us a signal so that you can roll.
Give us a signal, a thumbs up, anything. Can you hear us? Are we audible?
Are we audible? Audible. Can you hear us? Audible. Okay, cool. Today we are going to speak something different. We will close though with the case of with what is happening on the case. Mm-hmm. But we are going to start with just a different topic.
Yeah.
Where we just listened to two clips.
Yeah.
We got these videos from Facebook, but there is a full version of this video. I don't remember the YouTube name.
The YouTube channel is...
So we just took the
Dream
clips.
Team University.
Yes, we got the clips though on Facebook, not from
the channel.
We know that the full content is there.
Yeah, so you guys can check it out when you have time.
We are just going to take what is important to us for this topic.
Yeah, these clips are currently going viral, addressing a lot of things that are kind of like, wow, we didn't know. We, the generation, didn't know all of this information. So it was an awakening. It's like an aha type of situation.
Oh, we did know. We just didn't have guts to say it.
Oh, so, I didn't know, honestly, in my side.
I feel like I knew. I just was waiting for someone to say it.
Really?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so, guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe and like the video to encourage us and show us that you like this kind of commentary and you like this type of content. And for those who are returning, our regulars, our family, welcome back and thank you for joining us again one more time. A lot of people are curious, when do we go live? How do we know? Just subscribe, press that notification button on all and click on all so that every time we go live, you get that notification, okay? We can't set a particular time, but just know that when we go live, you will never miss it as long as those notifications are on all.
Yes. I got a call today from Dubai. I think a person is from Dubai. Promised them that we are going to start at 9, but unfortunately, due to the setup and all this that we try to bring to you guys, sometimes it does take time.
Yeah.
So let me just hit the first video, and let us listen to it and let us dissect.
Okay, this is our first topic.
Yes.
Go.
Scientifically, legally, you say this constitution is the best constitution in the land. Let me say it as a law student. It is unimplementable. Why I'm saying that? Why do you put section 25, which says protection of the property of the minority, yet you're introducing us to majority rule? We sit in parliament, we are many, but our vote is meaningless because the constitution using the judicial system is neutralizing the powers of the majority so that the majority cannot reverse their gains that were dispossessed on the 19th of June, 1913, Herzog Bill Land Act. Now, so there is no politicking in South Africa that we are doing that will reverse these things. I'm saying it with comfort. It's been 28 years. The matter was judged in 2011. No media is capturing that even now. even if I'm sitting with evidence. And I'm puzzled as a law student. Where are we at? Don't tell me about Kodesha talks. Let me unpack Kodesha. Yes, I was young, but I know what happened there. Go and ask them, where is the declaration of our independence after the Kodesha talk? Where are the minutes of those talks? Who presided in the Kodesha talk? Because the landlord is here. His Majesty of the Abatembu, he was not part of the discussion. In fact, all kings in South Africa were not invited in Kodesha. I'm saying about Mandela, the one we elevate so much. Him coming from their tribe, didn't invite them. Acted as if he does not remember that they were kings here. And then, you see now, he didn't. Yes, he didn't invite them. But guess what? When he left office after 99, handing over to Ubaba Utabambeki, he went and reclaimed back Veiws, his land. He did that when he was even out of office. And he instructed Mandla Mandela to say, go and reclaim our land after 87 years since they left Veiws. He managed to do that for his own. He couldn't do that with all political powers he had for all of us. Now, so we can reverse the Kodesha talk and say they were null and void. Why the landlords were not present. So it was guys who combined themselves and they talk about the Congress of a Democratic South Africa. So we are yet going to have a Kodesha. But leave that because they are politicizing that. Come here. I want all the lawyers. I want the Chief Justice of this country. He's saying is applying the Constitution? Is it constitutional to have a matter having served all courts and not being proclaimed? Even if it is gazetted? By the way, government gazette means it's a publication of government decision. So a decision was made, but it was suspended for strategic reasons. Do you know that judgment, it even spells out that the money that was accumulated from 1913 up to date must be recounted, returned back to Amakos. Then everyone who claims to have a title deed, go and renew your title deed to the landlord based on the outcomes of that government gazette. Now, if you guys here agree with my madness behind my method, then I endorse this thing you are talking here. And I'm ready to say that we will start implementing KwaZulu and Nasa Eastern Aid. Wherein myself, I will be leading from the front in the implementation of every detail, because we'll cross all the T's and tick all the boxes to ensure that justice is done. So you can't hoodwink me out of what I'm saying and say anything better. If you don't like the outcomes of the judgment, which is a judicial system of this country, let's agree to disagree then. To say an unjust law is no law at all, because it is only good when it serves the colonial master. When it is now favoring the slave, we must then reset everything or undo everything. Unfortunately, when you undo, which means you return back everything from where it was, and unfortunately, before 1913, things were with the kings. Let's return.
Yeah, that is the first video. I think, Emily, it is important to give a bit of background. I will just give it as quick as I can. You know, there were people that were part of that, participants on that Kodesha, 1 to 2. There was Neil Bernard van der Merwe, there was Botha. And like on our side, there was, they say Dr. Mandela. And then there was Maduna, Madlala. There's someone I'm looking for. And then Thabo Mbeki, Frank Ndlalose. Those are the people that were there. Those are the people that were part of this. And Cyril Ramaphosa, obviously, our current president. Those are the people that were part of this whole Kodesha negotiation and all that. What this man is saying, Emil, I don't know. Maybe you should go first on what you heard and how you feel about it.
I feel like we were robbed. It's like, you know, when someone takes something from you and you don't even know that they've taken it. It feels like that. It feels that way because when he's now mentioning the law, that the law was actually saying that it must favor the minority. And yet we use the majority rule. I was like, okay, Bashail.
Even President Jacob Zuma was there, Daily Management Committee. I'm not seeing Madonzela here, but I'm told that she was also part of this. I'm not sure if
Allegedly.
if allegedly in this case, because I don't see so far. The names are many, and obviously I'm going through the list that we see here.
Barry no Palo Jordan was there.
Yes. I see that name.
Nombulelo, thanks.
I see that Danny Ncuka, Bulelan Ncuka is also part of, or was also part of this. So you feel like we were robbed?
I feel like we were. Most of our parents were not educated at that time. They were busy fighting the struggle in every way they could.
Yes.
So even the kind of education that they were given at that time, it was to condition them to work for certain group. It was never for them to know the law, to know the intricacies of the law, to know what is exactly happening with regards to this law. And Gahle, were we not supposed to start on a clean slate? Were we not supposed to say abolish this law or part of this law that came and just created this animosity and it created these problems? It's like we were given a fake victory. It's like okay, the laws that were used to oppress, to do all of those things, were still kept. They were never erased. They were never, let's look at them over. We only took the extreme ones. We took out the ones that vele were inhumane. We kept the rest of them, especially when it comes to business-wise, business administration, laws that are concerning economic. The economic aspect, we just left them like that.
Yeah. On my side, when I was thinking about this, after listening to this whole video and the full video, obviously, it made sense to me to say that, you know, when you have a house and you have a yard that is fenced, when you are going to have, maybe let's say you have kids in that yard, and you say, okay, listen, I don't want you to go out of this yard, but I'm giving you freedom to go out. Do you understand? But look at it this way. You take a key, you have two keys of the gate. So you open the door on your house. So that means they can go outside the yard. But you take a key, you take one key of a gate, and then you give it to someone else who's outside. Do you understand? That person is the only person that they can look up to and say, we are looking for help. And then you say to them, you are not allowed to jump this wall. The only exit that you are allowed to use is the gate and only the gate. So you lock the gate. You gave them freedom. You said they can go out, but then your rules the main rules that are very important for them to exit this very same yard that you said they are free, they can go out to. You shut that down by not giving any of them the key. You don't give them the key. No one has the key. You are not in the yard. You are outside. The man that you gave the key to is also outside. So that man is sort of their president, sort of. Do you understand? So the only person that can give them access to the outside part of your yard is through that person or you.
Yes.
So in this case, in those negotiations, what happened is the people who were in charge, I would say in charge, those people who took the country,
Yeah.
who were in charge,
Yeah.
they have the key. I'm saying this because they can still go to the very same law and it still favors them. And then the president has the key. Do you understand? But the whole nation, which is supposed to enjoy this freedom, does not have the key to that freedom.
Wow.
Do you understand? That is my thinking in this thing. We do not have the key to exercise or to think independently. We do not have the key to establish our own businesses. We do not have the key to actually learn and create our own things. That's why we are always going to cry about our laws and say that they are not favoring us, because we do not have the right to exercise and change those laws, because us changing those laws has a potential of changing our constitutional right and also freeing us, meaning that we can all have the keys to freedom,
Yes.
to have a different way of looking at things, and also have different ways of recreating our economy and redirecting it to where we want it to go. So this is what I'm thinking of. As he was talking, the guy is from
He's a representative of
the
of
Zulu,
the king. Yes, of the Zulu king.
Zulu king, yes.
Yes.
It just tells me that. And I've been thinking like that all the time. That's why I'm saying this is not a new story. This is something we know. This is what we see. But we cannot do anything because we are like those kids that are in the yard. We know that we have freedom of going out. But the only way of going out is through that gate. And there is no one amongst us who have that key to actually take us out. Everyone that we need is outside,
He's outside.
playing their own game,
Game.
wherever they are. That is what our constitutional right, that is what our constitution is. It's all about the people that have the keys. And they will always have this main power. And then we are just given the crumbs. Yes, we have a freedom. Yes, we can feel the sun. Yes, we can enjoy the sun outside and the different air, fresh air.
We can
but
go
we do not have the power to go wherever. That's where we do not have the power to do. We only have the power to be contained in this yard. We can access the room. We can access the yard, not the outside part of the yard.
When you put it like that, because I was thinking, okay, you can go wherever, but to get there, you need money.
No. Those are the keys that I'm talking about. Those are the keys that this man is arguing that if really everything was to be, if Kodesha did their job, not in even to call this thing negotiations.
It doesn't feel like it was.
It doesn't even feel right to call it negotiation.
It wasn't.
Because everything was supposed to reset.
Yes.
Even the constitution of South Africa was supposed to
Yes.
change. It was supposed to represent people that voted for this so-called freedom. Now you'll hear from the next video where King Dalindyebo is literally saying that our icon kind of sold us. And I don't want to say it
because even in this, the representative of the king was even bringing it out that he got his land back. Mandela got his land back after he was done serving as the president.
So he had the key, but that's the thing. He was not allowed to use the key.
He only used it for himself.
Only when he was out of the position.
Oh,
so
only
now,
when he was out of the position.
Yes, that's when, apparently, according to this video, that's when they said he went back to instruct the son, Mandla,
Yes, the grandson.
to go fix everything. That is with regards to land. Now, do you see the difference? It's like the negotiations were meant for people that were there. And that's what we see in the system. The system is very good for people who were part of that process. And even if you look at the presidential candidates, so far everyone who was part of that
Is
benefiting from that
Till this day.
till today. But the rest of us are meant to actually ban wherever we are. We need to only enjoy the crumbs of what we could enjoy outside.
And what's even worse, fight over those crumbs.
Yes.
Kill each other
Yes.
over those
Yes.
crumbs.
A good example, like of what I've said, I thought about this. It's a small yard. You understand? So this yard can get crowded. And that creates what we call the people coming with the big keys of the gate. They come with the systems of monopoly and everything that that suits
Cartels.
them to make sure that whatever that they have outside, it doesn't actually benefit us. Do you understand? That's what is happening. So we can go many times and change many people. The system itself needs changing. We can change the presidents, we can change the parties, we can change anything. The system itself needs to change.
Yes.
We need to start afresh and write new constitutional right and say, these are our rights, these are our law as people of South Africa. That is why we are always going to be chasing each other now. Talking about state capture, talking about, which is, for me, it's even difficult for me to read that state capture because, again, the power of the key is shown along that state capture. Whoever's got the key is protected. Whoever doesn't have the key will not be protected. So if you had the key previously, unfortunately, if you leave the key to someone else, you will not be protected.
Yeah.
Look at it that way. There are two keys: the minority key
And the majority.
and no, it's not the majority. And one representative that comes from the majority. That's how it is.
One representative that comes from the majority.
Yes. That is how I looked at it.
Yeah. Before we go, I would like to get over the comments quickly. Sis the fourth says, wish I could watch this live. Eskom is about to strike. Definitely watching when it's back. Keep up the great content. Thank you, Sis 64. Thank you so much. Nombulelo Hlengwa, I think Palo, okay. Azania Mxhosa says, yo, Sisenjeni Mzansi, that constitution does not benefit us, but only the foreigners, the descendants of Jan van Riebeeck. We have known this. Kutengisiwe ngezwe lo khokho bethu and even ngathi. Siana, where are we getting these clips, guys? I gave you the
Okay, we will give you
the channel.
There is a full video. I think it's 30 minutes video.
Yeah, it's the channel name is Dream Team University. Okay,
Yes.
Dream Team University. Go there if you are unsure. And Mabochwa Lunga, hi, I love it when he says he sold us. Kiabetsu pahlani batho ba ka bantu bami. Kena lelona. Thank you, Kiabetsu. Mabochwa Lunga, that clip brings back hope revived. Like I said, it's like a aha. It's like wake up. Nombulelo Hlengwa, can this be retractable and approach the ones with the key, with the information we just heard? Oh,
okay. So you mean what we call the the person on Facebook. Okay. I think I will check the name of the person on Facebook. What's the name? I'll
let me
check
look
the
it
name
up
of the person on
quickly.
Facebook. So you are done reading the comments.
Yes, you can
Okay.
play the other clip as I look for the name. I will find it just now. Okay,
Okay.
but I found it. It is Kumbuzo Ngobozi.
Skumbuzo
On
Mkobozi on
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay. Now let us go to the second
The
video.
second clip.
I mean, what a joke. What kind of a joke is that? Look, I had been voicing out that I want to issue out title deeds to my people, or deeds of grant, or PTOs. No land affairs in my jurisdiction will anymore issue that kind of nonsense. You know, I am the man in charge, and everyone will toe the line. Whether you have military power or political power or Popeye power. So we have this kind of a political scenario of clowns, you know. Clowns playing big in a small town. And they want us to salute them as heroes of the revolution. What kind of heroes are these? Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to say our respected martyr, Nelson Mandela, truly sold us out. Truly sold the Africans out. And his followers actually toed the line with excellence. And if you defy them, they have nothing else for you but jail, just like their predecessor, the African rule. They are no better. You know, if anyone is saying we are wrong when we say the African National Congress was in fact a good successor of the Nationalist Party. They took the reins to defend the gains of oppression, not to reverse the oppressive measures for Africans to be turned around and advantaged in order to rule their own land. And they believe that they are the masters of the game. The other day I was called in court about a squabble between myself and my son. The judge in court expects me to stand for him. I said, to hell with you, I won't stand for you. And then he makes a decision about my farm to the favor of my son. I went to destroy the house. Yes. And if they say perhaps I was hiding away from that, I did it because of that judgment, a foolish judgment. Now, let me show you another. Although I congratulated your statements before I sit down, before I endorse. Before I endorse. You know, ECDC. ECDC is a custodian of certain properties in our region, including houses, whatnot. They were prepared to make an agreement with thugs called Paktoa, just thugs, instead of making an agreement with the owner of the land, kings and chiefs. Just thugs, cheap thugs. Why? Because it explains who they are. A thug will make an agreement with another thug. So what should we respect in that sort of a thing? After all, I'm grateful for what you've just done. I salute. But guys, I just don't want to take your time. I just wanted to say these few things and to say to you, I endorse this 100%. This is a program that speaks for the people. Yes. We do not doubt who we are. There are people who've been coming up with schemes and schemes. I've been throwing them out of the window. Why? Because they didn't make sense. For the first time, people are making sense to me. And I bow down, uneducated as I am. Does that mean my education comes from the Almighty God?
Yeah, as you can hear, those are the words of King
Buyele khaya, zwele banzi, dalintyebo.
I like this king.
Yazi, for what he's been through, according to the reports over the years with the media, what he's been through, and he's still like this.
And to even mention more that I'm not educated, but yet the wisdom is there. These are the things that we are looking for.
Yes.
We don't look. We have decided to use education as a yardstick for wisdom.
Yeah.
Which is wrong, because that is limiting us. Now, not only are we confined into a small area, but mentally we are also confined into that small area. Because if only you can see a certain portion of life, you'll only know that portion of life.
Yes, you're limited to that.
You are limited to that. So your thinking, your directions, everything that you do only looks for solutions around that place. So for you to actually explore more, you need to have more access into many places that you cannot see. Then you'll be able to then explore more and do more. Now, if you come to me and say that you are lazy, you only know to wake up from 8, you are waking to 4. It's obviously because mentally I've been confined into one area, and I've been told by what we call our constitutional rights that you can only do that, and those are the things that you can do. The laws that are put to protect the monopoly that is existing in our economy are the ones that are confining us to the small space where we only find ourselves competing with a tuck shop owner. So if someone opens a tuck shop owner, then you must compete with that person. That's why you go to many townships. Even the issue of these kids that passed away in that tavern, everyone is thinking of opening a tavern in a township. That's the only thing they know how to do and what to do. And you can't tell me, when they give those licenses, they tell you we are creating job opportunities and all that. You can't tell me that one security standing on the gate is creating job opportunities. And you cannot tell me that my mind can only think about tavern in the very same area where my kid is residing, where other kids, where the future of the country is residing. So, and then we get surprised when people are indulging in diluted waters
all the time
at young age. And then we... Hello? Area where my kid is residing, where other kids, where the... Hello?
Turn the volume down.
Hello?
Indulging in diluted waters all the time. Hello.
Hello, we have the hand. Caller, hello.
Oh, hello. Hi, guys.
We are good.
Yes,
and
hi.
you? Yes.
Hi.
Good, yeah. I'm a usual caller. I'm supporting you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
So I wanted to know, do you guys think that South Africa is suffering from a crisis of copying America? I know that like a lot of what happened even during apartheid, the apartheid government went to America to copy the systems and social designs of what had happened there. When I see like even how, let's talk about people like, let's say Ntando Duma, how she was dressed. Let's talk about how there's this new thing of Black South African women being in direct conflict and almost like I would say hatred for Black South African men. When I would say a lot of what's happening, it almost feels like South Africa is a pilot case for America and vice versa. And it's a dangerous situation for me. And I feel like a lot of what's happening in South Africa right now is South Africans, even this idea of South Africans wanting to consider themselves as being separate or better than other African countries. And I must actually say, being somebody that's from South Africa but lives in a lot of other African countries, people in other African countries actually have way better standards of living. People are extremely wealthy. If you look at countries like Kenya or whatnot, people live very well in those countries. And I think that's where kind of the joke can be even on South Africans, where South Africans think they have an upper hand on all these other people from these other countries, but these other people actually live very, very well. South Africans should not be misconceived by infrastructure. But my thing is, I wish South Africans would reflect a little bit to ask themselves, if in trying so hard to be the United States of America in Africa, they're not completely losing themselves.
It's a very, I wouldn't say that we are trying to do that as a majority. Do you understand? But I would definitely tell you that if you look at the history of America, how it was built, it stemmed from UK, right? It's people who came from UK and took over the Indian side of the Red Indians. They took over that area. So the way it was built, the laws of America, I would argue, I would go as further to say that they were borrowed. Now, you look at our laws, which combines UK and
Dutch.
and Dutch.
Roman.
Same as America, it combines UK. It combines UK and probably mostly predominantly UK because that most of these people came from that side. Except that apparently they didn't like what was happening in UK. They just wanted something different. So they added some of theirs to support themselves. But they didn't shy away from doing what the rest of the country was doing in the process of colonizing. Because they needed people who were going to build the towns for them. And obviously it was us. So what we are suffering from, as I'm trying to put it out to you, is that it's not that we are isolating ourselves. We are not isolating ourselves. The laws that govern us isolate us from the rest of the people. I don't know if you understand me. If you look at all these countries that you mentioned, they were colonized differently, and probably they had their freedom before us.
And they didn't even call it freedom. They call it independence.
That's a difference. Do you understand? We, on the other side, we didn't change anything when we took over, as we call it, as we would put it, as taking over. We didn't change much. We negotiated, and certain laws were eased. I would put it like that. Not that they didn't, they
I
don't
think you are
exist.
misunderstanding me. I'm not faulting. And when I say that, I'm talking about South Africa. If South Africans have not said to think about it, South Africa is a pilot of America. A lot of what you see, if you watch Black American reality shows, Black American real lives, and you look at how you can see your South African celebrity people, okay, these are probably not a reflection of the real life of South Africa, but they're the aspiration. A lot of these women, things like what, for example, the Bonangs or Mini whatnot do, they are copying what they think a fancy, modern, progressive Black American reality show woman is doing. But what they forget to realize is that those women are supposed to be propaganda trash to spoil the true culture and identity of what a real Black African woman is.
But
So what I'm saying is the
yes.
issue that I'm having with South Africa and what I've been observing
Yeah.
is that South African women are trying too hard to be Americanized, and it is not the direction we should be following as Black people, because we can see the damage that has been done to Black Americans, to the point where when people say things like, oh, the Black woman is the least desired woman, the Black woman, that is not true. Black men love their Black women, and so do Black women love their Black men. What they mean by that is to say it's to get the Black American woman to believe that she has no value, and the reason why she has no value is because she mimics the Black celebrities that she copies. So when we Black African women are then Black African celebrity women then try to emulate these Black American women, then our young girls and normal, ordinary young girls then emulate that type of behavior. All we are doing is creating our own self-destruction where that prophecy becomes true. So I'm not blaming Black South African people in terms of what South Africa became. I understand my history really well. What I'm trying to say is South Africans need to wake up to this idea that we need to stop. For instance, how Tando Duma was dressed. A Black African woman would never walk around feeling proud to be dressed that
Yes.
way.
I
She did
understand
that
what you're
because
trying
she
to say.
thinks that she's competing with Cardi B. Why should a Black African woman, even of her caliber and her stature, want to emulate Cardi B? Somebody like Minnie Damini destroyed her marriage, a very good, what was supposed to be aspirant marriage, because she thought that she's going to emulate a Black American woman and do what those women think is fancy. Is that really fancy?
No, it's not.
So all I'm saying is by emulating a Black American behavior, even trying to talk like them, twisting our neck when we talk, not using proper grammar, doing whatnot, is that really aspiration, or we are just falling for the hokey doke?
I fully understand you, and I am with you in your arguments, and and I don't think we differed that much.
Yeah.
My argument is that it is the system that was installed, and to take it out, it's not something that you can wake up and do it like that. The same constitutional rights that we are talking about, they always, if you check the on maybe on an Instagram,
Yes.
when they are defending people who are doing such things, they will tell you
Immorality.
they will tell you it's their rights, their body and all that.
It's their right is what they use.
Isn't
Yes.
that the constitution that we wrote, that we accepted? Isn't that the constitution that we accepted? Isn't the constitution that we accepted that we have accepted certain things that other countries do not accept, such as your Senegal and do you understand? It's the
Your Kenya.
So what happened is we are given a lot of rights to hang ourselves. Do you understand? We are given a lot of rights to actually.
And we are hanging ourselves.
Exactly.
And even this idea, when I see Black South African men, there's another man I watch sometimes, his name is Kulu something, culture and Kulu something. And he's talking about how he cannot see himself being faithful to one woman. He wants to, this baby daddy culture, this promiscuity culture, that is not African.
No.
That is because he's copying what he thinks some rapper would do. And my question to Black South Africans is, as much as Black South Africa, and this is why if you go to travel countries like Kenya or Ghana or whatnot, white men are flying in their thousands to marry those Black women. Why? Because those Black women understand that copying Black American culture is not the thing, because that culture was designed to destroy Black people. So when Black South African men and women, for instance, I love Meg G. I admire him. I think he's fantastic. And I like the fact that he's starting to awaken from Saul's idea of wanting to spread this whole hookup culture, sleep around, it's okay. And because he's opening his eyes to realize that that is not it. Because all that does is destroy Black families, destroy Black culture. And you can hear the passion in my voice because it really disappoints me. When I think it's like a not Despicable Me, where you've got this mad scientist who designs a society, a community that is supposed to be something that is destroying. And then you find other people deciding to emulate and copy that destructive society because they think it's cool. But in the meantime, you not realize that you're not supposed to copy that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do the opposite. You're supposed to use that destructive society and say, this is what we will not be. So as much as I may be old-fashioned, and I'm okay with being old-fashioned. Why? Because it is that got us to even get our independence as Black African people. So what I say to Black women is put your fucking clothes on. Sorry to be swearing. Put your clothes on. I say to Black men, marry your women, love your women. I say to Black children, study. Because in all the other cultures that I've observed, whether it's Indian, Chinese, whatnot, why is it that China doesn't let their people watch the craziness that's happening in Black America? And then we as Black Africans, Black South African women, think that that's what we need to emulate? What is wrong with us?
We are consumers of noise.
Consumers of noise.
And we should, and it's the same way that we're starting to have a few Black voices saying no. We should all say no. So for instance, we should not then support any of these Black women who are engaging in this type of destructive culture, or these Black men that are engaging in this type of destructive culture. And people might have come for not as much as they came to say, oh, he's jealous of Saul, whatnot. Saul was an agent sent to Mac G to spread Black destruction. I said it.
Yeah, you have said it. You have said it.
You have said a mouthful.
You have said mouthful.
And we thank you. I think I need to hear women like you more often.
Yes. We appreciate
I need
your
to hear
your
this
point.
voice more
my
often.
Black man, I am a daughter of a Black father who came from a village that achieved what he could to send me to school to make me a young, Black, smart woman. I am a wife to a fantastic Black man who gives his all, who does not cheat. Not all Black men are so sexually perverted. We need to stop spreading that nonsense. And Black men themselves need to start encouraging other Black men to be faithful, to be honorable, and to be good.
Yes.
And this is not just in terms of goodness, in terms of their family and wives, but in terms of even protecting other Black men from doing nonsense from their job.
I'm just gonna cut you and take this woman.
I am a mother to a future Black man.
Yes.
And the last thing that I want is rubbish nonsense like Saul type of characters who just spread hookup culture that does nothing for us. So, Saul, if you're listening to this, can you stop it? The money is not worth it.
So you wanted to tell Saul a message through.
The money is not worth it. And this is why I am saying this, because I am sick and tired of watching our Black African people destroying ourselves because we want to emulate nonsense.
Well, you have said mouthful.
Okay,
the person that
you.
just called now,
Yeah.
we missed him, but I hope that it calls, and we thank you for your input.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
You are live. Hello. Yes.
Yes. Hi, Miss Anonymous and Emily.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
definitely
can hear you.
Just shoot. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Just shoot. Go.
Yes. I'm actually having an issue here that there's one thing that I've learned that one wise man said once. He said, if if you want to kill a lion, you need to turn the table. Now, there's no way we can actually change this situation that is going around our own country, because to declutter a person that is colonized mentally, it's going to take forever. So we need to understand the core of what exactly has transpired to a black child, because there's been so many talks about how to raise a black man, how to change the mindset of a black man. It's never going to change until that education of where exactly things went wrong is being set into place. Number one, I've spoken about the lynch letter. There is a structure that has been put in place in decades that our leaders knows about. That letter has been written on how to actually put a black man, how to live into this life. And that life of a black man that has been put in place, it's continuing with our generation. And that's the reason why it will be very difficult, because the plan has been made. Our Africa is no longer our Africa. It belongs to them. And the only way for us to bring it back is to decolonize our mindset, because it says a change of mind is a change of everything. So we are literally dooming ourselves, going about the bush, because even if you tell a child today that don't smoke, they just look at you and then they move on. But you need to give them the reasons why they shouldn't be smoking, which is not happening in our country. And that's the reason we are having so many rehabs to say stop it. But then when they come out of that rehab, they continue. Because if you tell me that actually the reason why I don't want you to go to this uncle is because this uncle raped me before or something like that, trust me, that child will never go back to that uncle again. But we are so scared to tell exactly what the West did to Africa and what their plan is in Africa. Africa, according to them, is not supposed to have people that are well off. Africa is an asset to all these people. And the day we all believe and change that mindset, trust me, we are going to win back Africa. I personally travel all over the African countries. Trust me, what the caller is talking about, trust me, I still feel like South Africa is developed. There are minority, as the guy was talking, there are minority that all these things are favoring. It is favoring the minority. Trust me, people are struggling all over the African continent. South Africa is still a better place. That's the reason why they're running into South Africa. So people should really think about it. The day we sit and go to the root, that's when things are going to change. As much as we want things to change, but we are taking only the top and seeing all these celebrities and which woman is doing this. If somebody tells me the reason why I shouldn't be wearing, my father used to say, that's the day I had to close myself longer and say, imagine when boys are looking at me, I'm such just food to be eaten. So we need to be telling our kids the truth and nothing else but the truth. But people don't have time now. They only have time to drink alcohol, time to go for parties, time to go for anything. People are looking for Louis Vuitton and Gucci's and all that. Where are the people that are going to teach us how to make money? Where are the people that are going to teach us how to plant vegetables? Our yards are full of weeds. Our yards are full of stones. We have removed trees from our own homes. We have removed Today our kids are in cold because we have colonized our mentality from long time ago. The day that is removed, trust you me, we are going to be a better South Africa. Thank you so much, Mr. Anonymous and Emily. This is what I just think, that decolonizing your mindset is more important than seeing the things on the top, because seeing things in America and seeing things in UK and seeing things wherever, it's normal because of social media. But the problem is, in your own house, in your closed doors, what are you teaching those kids? Because what our parents have been taught, it's gone. Let us move on from that and let us see things as they are and show this government that we are not clouded anymore. Let's open our eyes.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
We
you
thank
so
you,
much.
very much.
I think I'm blown away, but why I'm just
We
hearing.
had many topics, but we're not gonna go there. So I guess this is gonna be the topic.
This is gonna be the topic, because
We had a caller, and the person who called, he called me during the day on this
Yes,
number from Dubai.
from Dubai, you say.
It's a very, very, very wise woman. She's a very, very wise, determined woman. I hope that she can hear and she can call, because the problem is that she was calling while someone was still on the floor. So we always give people time as they call, because everyone must give a 2 cents of whatever that they want to say, as long as it's not in violation of our rules.
Yes, we
So-
still have guidelines on YouTube, guys. Keep them in mind.
yes. So you can still call, and please subscribe as we sit with you here.
Yes.
Not sleeping, sweating, doing everything
How
for
about
you.
these conversations? I mean, I've never heard women who speak like these two previous callers we just had.
Yeah,
I've hardly interacted with women who are wise like this, who are aware and awake.
It is, our people these days, they are, as I said, they are given ways of thinking. It's more like what I normally say about education. When I study, I don't study to change who I am. I just study to adapt to the system itself, just so that I can continue with my life and do what I need to do, not to change. Or it is not a yardstick for me to be measured as a wise person or a smart person through
Yes.
education. I believe that when colonizers came to Africa, the first thing they did was to understand our culture and how they are going to dismantle it. And they did so by making sure that everyone was given a chance to rule. I would put it as a ruling thing. No one wanted to obey. So there was chaos. Out of that chaos, we were divided.
And after we're divided, they thrive.
They thrived. We look at them, the structure.
But you need divide and conquer.
Yes.
That's literally what's happening now. Because even when the other caller was using the Ntando Duma situation, there was an outpouring of a lot of women that were saying it's her right. It's her right. It's her body, Mos. It's her. And I was sitting and looking at these tweets and Facebook comments saying it's her body, and most of them are coming from women. I began to feel like I'm scared to say anything.
This is what education did, and this is what, when you learn the system of someone, you should be able to discern and take what is good for your health and leave what is not good. So what education has done, it has created a lot of loopholes in people's thinking. So now the way of thinking is more correct if it's coming from the book. The generational wisdom that was there during the time when there was no book or nothing, what that was passed through the generation, it is no longer useful for them. It is not good for them. But if you look at it properly, as we always do through these reality shows, and look at them, there was wisdom in everything that was said by our ancestors. And I still maintain that if you want to grow or you want to have a kid that is really going to excel in future, try to adapt those old rules and bring them closer to your kid while you are embedding this so-called Western way
of living. Because even Nonkosi Dalinkebo here on this video, he was just saying that. He was exactly saying that I am the king. You can't come here with pieces of papers and title deeds and tell me that I must give this to my people.
On how the court, for example, has become our kings. Do you understand? The king is inside the court, but the king must stand up for a judge. that is a sign of losing power.
Yes.
And he was right
And he
in not
was
saying.
right.
He was right.
He's actually a king.
Yes, he's a king.
He's a king.
Yes. Now
Oh
the
my
court,
God, what is happening?
the court has become the king. That's why you hear people like Bo Tulima Donsela there telling us about the constitutions and what and the rights, state
So
capture.
the
And
question is, does the Queen Elizabeth
no,
stand up
no,
to a judge?
No.
That is the question I
He
will
will
have.
not. He will
So,
not. She will not even go there.
what is happening?
Because I mean, you look. There are a lot of things we cannot say them here because this is their platform. Perhaps the building of new stuff that I'm
Yeah,
not saying that we
yeah.
are currently busy with is
Yeah.
gonna help to deal with such things. We want to
have a
have
free
conversations
conversation.
like this, but we cannot have them more often because it becomes a problem. So guys, help us as we speak to you now. Please subscribe to our channel and make sure that you check whether you're still subscribed. Because
Yes, and please, if you can, join the membership as well. If you can afford it, if you can, please join the membership, okay? And make sure that this kind of conversations are happening.
Because-
are happening.
hello. You are alive, just shoot. Hello.
Hi.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
We good and you?
Yeah, good, and you?
I'm great, thank you. You guys, what a very important topic you've touched today. I am blown away.
Oh.
I am so happy that you have followers that are actually so intelligent
Yes.
and they have a heart for African people. It's just, for me, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't even know what to say, but to just appreciate you guys for even touching this topic because it's very important. It's extremely important. And I think I wish it was in a bigger platform, although I'm sure most people will be thinking, it's the past. You're talking about
Yes.
things that we don't know, we don't want to hear, or, and I'm just
Sometimes
like,
it's restrictions as well. Sometimes it's restrictions.
yeah, it could be also restrictions as well, But these are the topics we should be talking about as a Black young society.
Eish.
Because if we don't, we are nothing. Like I'm always scared of the future because I'm like, who are we? Do we even know who we are?
Yeah.
We don't. I really think we don't know who we are. We really don't know because now, I think I heard someone say something that I always think about all the time. Uguti, you know how the Black youth is just, I think we're just living. We're not Black, we're not white, we're just in the middle. Hence, we're just nothing.
existing.
No roots, nothing. We are just, I think we're just being controlled by some remote somewhere, and we believe that no, because we probably have masters, we've got PhDs. When you start speaking about because I always say, if you are Black, you are Black, and there's nothing that would ever change that. So the more we're trying to consume the American way of doing things, or the white way, or the Western way of doing things, we just become something that it doesn't belong anywhere, because then it conflicts with who we are. Because at the end of the day, if you're Black, you're just Black, and it never changes. So the more you're trying to put in the Western way, it's the more our ways are being conflicted. And I have a lot to say, but at this point, I'm like, I'm so grateful, you guys. I hope you can actually do this more. Because I'm sure other people are sleeping now and they probably won't hear this. But you guys, I pray that the platform grows bigger and you get to have such conversations. Thank you so much.
Really. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, well, read the comments and then we are going to edge closer to closing. Tomorrow it's a day we have to wake up. Guys, please subscribe. Those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. What are you waiting for? You know that we need you for this number to grow. Please subscribe and please talk to us. And I apologize to sister that called that I couldn't take the call. They had to ring, and
Can't you call them back?
it's international.
It's international.
Yeah, it's in Dubai.
Oh
The
my
number is
God, I'm
international.
so sorry. Can you please call us again tomorrow?
No, it's fine. I hope she will call again.
But can you briefly explain? She's from Dubai.
No,
and-
she's from South Africa. She works in Dubai. She was talking about. We touched on a lot of topics when she was talking.
A lot of topics.
She also talked about how the system is shutting the doors for certain profession and all that. It was a long.
Can you please call us tomorrow? Please, because I was looking forward to hearing from you. So if you can hear us, please call us tomorrow. We'll be live again, please. I need to hear you. I need to hear what you're trying to tell us.
Right. So please read the comments.
Okay, let me read the comments. The dead situation, Guyonke Lento, is we don't understand the mindset of a thief. There is no way they could have just handed over their infrastructure. This is Mlaba Laba Zwide. Yeah. And Maboshwa Lunga, Zwelake, Zwelibanzi, my darling Tobeka D. Dr. John Kani said, you did not defeat the Abha regime. It was negotiated. You will always have to consider the regime in your decisions. And we wonder why the constitution is not favorable to us. Nombulelo Hlengwa Letambulu saw this and sang, not yet to Uhuru, not yet to... Yazi, she saw it. That song was prophetic. She was prophesying in that song. And I used to listen to it when I was still young. And I'd be like, oh, this is a nice song. But that was a prophet. She arrived in this country and she saw that, Aibo, not yet Uhuru. And Kola, you are so right. This is Pamela Mdluli. Azania Mkhosa, the Mandelas took land that is not theirs. Remember, there was a dispute about it last year. Bo, I need to do research. And Mabo Shwalunga, Kola SA is a private property of America. And the Crazy Beautiful Land says, I agree with the caller. And Mabo Shwalunga, one wonder why the teachings of Steve Biko were never promoted after 94. We need them now. And we are mentally oppressed by ourselves. Pamela Mdluli, I agree 100%. Crazy Beautiful Lands. And then we wonder why the Black South African youth is a lost generation. Pamela Mdluli, oh, Kola, can we start a podcast, please? And Mabo Shalunga, Kola on point, propaganda, bring back Black consciousness. Tobeka D, Black child, you're on your own. Mabatu says, Womandla, fire. It was during the time that the Kola was... on fire. Azania says, King Dalinjebo is my fave. He once refused to rise before a judge and straight up said the judge must bow before him as he is a king and not him before foreign courts and laws on his land. You know, now that I think about that, Azania, now that I think about it, we were definitely not thinking straight. Crazy Beautiful Lenses and still doing to Africa. Tobeka D, it's funny how in the process of amending Section 25, they saw it best to look under the skirt of Ingonyama Trust Board, lease program being an infringement of constitutional rights, destruction. Crazy Beautiful Lands, Tobeka D says 100%. And Azaniam Kosa at Tobeka, seconds 25 is to only target rural Black-owned land and not give us back our arable land. It is by design. Even our kings dying and fighting in royal houses is all by design. Mabo Shwalunga, kings are dying like chickens, I wonder. And Tobeka D is just mind-blogging as to why property rights legislation stands for implementation only when it comes to Ingonyama Trust as mere administrators and not other structures with unlawful ownership. Z Makumalo, the colonizers confused the system. Hence, as SA people, we look and sound so confused. Why Roman law when people in Europe aren't using African law? Why my passport is written in French, Afrique, they say it. As Anyam Kosa said, Section 25 is to take the little and we have left in rurals. Remember that what Amapondo Prince said to the president about coercing infighting between them. The Chinese want our land ESP by the seas. And Crazy Beautiful Lens says, I would even say focusing on race politics, only recognizing blackness also strips us of our identity. Our strength lies in our cultures. Z Makumalo, Ngintanda izindaba. I missed the discussion, just landed in SA. So happy to be home. Load shedding, petrol hike and all. As a woman, still a bit scared driving around. You know why? Z Kumalo. Those are topics for another day. And Maboshwa Lunga, Nespas DSTV. Why Maboshwa? Why Nespas? Why DSTV? I need research.
Wants to create the note out of us. Just continue.
All of that. Okay, that's it.
you know. I dare not touch. Okay, right, guys. Good night. Please subscribe when you're way out and enjoy the rest of the show. If you came in late,
yes, and to everyone that called in, thank you.
We thank you. That's what we want. This is your show.
Yes, this is definitely your show.
Thank you.
Thank you.